Hey guys, I'm Ryan Wright.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Andrew.
Andrew from Movie Sources joining us Rejects today for the Jungle Book official Super Bowl trailer. I'm looking forward to this film. It looks good so far. I saw the trailer on IMAX. Holy shit, does it look good on IMAX.
This will be my first experience with any Jungle Book trailer, so I'm very curious right now.
You haven't seen any of the trailers?
I'm like semi-worried, but very curious.
I think the voice cast is just incredible,
yeah.
and also the fact that they shot all this in LA. It's incredible. Yeah, the whole thing is basically green or blue screen. They shot the whole thing in LA.
It's like a modern day take of the Jungle Book.
that'd be
Where they replace all the animals just with different kinds of gangsters.
That'd be an interesting movie.
Okay, just listen to this. Jungle Book, but it's Sin City.
That'd be interesting, actually.
Rudyard Kipling City.
Look at him go. Scratched him.
If you can't learn to run with the pack, one of these days you'll be someone's dinner.
I can't help but notice there's this strange odor today. Man is forbidden! Run, Mowgli!
Is no longer safe for you.
But this is my home.
Only man can protect you now.
No. Animals will protect you.
Poor, sweet little cub. What are you doing so deep in the jungle?
You are a man cub who wants to live in a jungle.
How do you know that?
Kid, I got ears. My ears got ears. Only forget about your worries in the strife.
What's that?
That's a song about the good life.
He will stop at nothing until he has this boy.
If anything happens to that kid, I'll never forgive myself.
This looks cool, man. What a fun-looking movie.
Come on, Mowgli, let's be on our way.
But I'm helping Baloo get ready for hibernation.
Bears don't hibernate in a jungle.
Not full hibernation, but I nap a lot.
Interesting.
Can't you tell that was all shot on blue screen, Jerry?
I mean, now that you say it, but like that looks a lot more like it. Like, that looks a lot better than I thought it would.
It looks like the Jungle Book.
I like this more. Yeah, because like the idea of like live action or trying to be live action Jungle Book almost seems weird to me in a Disney context, but that looks like it.
Right.
Like,
Especially one with talking animals.
I was just about to say
And they
that.
managed to pull it off for the only one that looked a little off was Scarlett Johansson. When she's a snake, I'm like perfect cast for voice, but something just with the effects, I don't know, it might look better when I'm watching the actual movie.
Right.
Looks a little bit off. Other than that, though, I was watching like, hey, I think I could sit back and listen to these animals talk to each other.
Oh yeah.
well, if there's so much CGI like this movie, it must have been incredibly expensive. That's what worries me sometimes is like when you have these. Not that this is a fantasy movie, but when you have these like really heavy, lots of CG creatures movies, sometimes it can be a bit too much, and they're kind of hollow at the end. And this, like, even though sometimes you can tell that these are CG creatures, something about it right now looks very natural and looks like it worked.
Well, it looks like they, beyond just CG characters, it looks like the characters have personality. Like the Christopher Walken, who's the character?
Yeah, it's Christopher Walken, King Louie.
Yeah, he was playing King Louie and was like, he's perfectly cast. Like,
oh yeah,
they got a really good cast.
I hope they do that song that they played in the Jungle Book film.
Did they not sing in this trailer?
Well, we got to see the Bare Necessities song, but there's a song that King Louis... it's escaping me right now. I haven't watched the animated film in a long time. Going back to your point about seeing talking animals in this, if you guys remember back in 1994, we got a live-action take with the guy who played Bruce,
Jason Scott Lee.
And as you remember, and that was directed by Steven Sommers. As you remember, we didn't get any talking animals in that film, so it was, it was an interesting take, but you have no idea what the animals are thinking. Obviously, you go by their actions, you know what I mean? But it's cool now to get that, and again, the voice cast is amazing. It's great to actually, and like you said, they have
caliber people.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like these characters are actually performances instead of like, sometimes you see animated movies where they cast actors just so they could put their name on the title. I feel like these actors were specifically cast for these particular roles.
Yeah, well, and it's who you would want in a movie like this, because this is based on, a classic novel and stuff like that. That's kind of where my hesitation comes from, is like, you have this beloved animated movie based on a classic novel, and I'm sort of like, please let this be better than just the money machine. And it looks like there's a lot of genuine crafting that went into this.
And also, too,
it feels like they did everything the proper way and not just the money way.
Right.
At least from the outside.
And also, too, Disney's last film, it was Cinderella, and that was incredible. For me personally, that was incredible. I'm definitely curious to see what they do in this. Obviously, I didn't personally care for Alice in Wonderland. I didn't think that was very good, but, that was obviously...
that's what I'm talking about. It's like everything is so CG, and you're like, this is kind of beautiful, but so much of it starts to you become aware after a while.
I feel you, but I personally have a little more faith in Jon Favreau than Tim Burton at this point, but I'm very curious to see what his take is going to be on this, but it looks fun.
A friend of mine, I think, summed it up as just CGI is like the worst thing to happen to Tim Burton. Jon Favreau, I don't know. Because he's, he brought personality to the Iron Man movies, but then there was Cowboys versus Aliens, which I just heard was kind of...
I love Chef, though. That movie is incredible.
And that's Jon Favreau doing something independent that you can tell he's really into. So I just hope that, big studio movies are stressful and hard to make, and I know there was some friction on Iron Man. I hope that this movie gets to have that love and not the strength.
Yeah, and hopefully after the success of this film, I'd love to see him do a Star Wars film.
I don't want Jon Favreau to get too carried away. I want him to feel good.
I'm getting carried away here, Jerry.
It would be cool, but I want him to feel good.
I'm glad they cast an unknown for Mowgli.
Yes.
Instead of like going, who's a child actor?
Dev
actor that can
Patel.
play. Yeah, exactly. That's probably the thing. The one.
And he's not even the one almost in that area ethnic guy that we're not gonna even cast the proper way.
So it's cool that they actually got an unknown actor. It makes if they're worried about stardom, that's all made up with the animals and the voice actors. I don't know if it's motion capture actually.
I wouldn't be surprised now.
If the actors themselves did motion capture, it wouldn't surprise me if there was someone else who did the motion capture and then did the voices. But that would be cool if the actors themselves did the motion capture.
I think it would be very funny just to imagine Bill Murray and Bill Kingsley and Idris Elba and all these people just hanging out in these spandex suits with dots all over them.
No, I could see Christopher Walken doing that though.
I want to point out you just said Bill Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley, I'm so sorry. I was rattling him off. Bill Murray, Ben Kingsley.
Last thing I want to say is I hope this goes with the ending from the novel.
Do you know the difference?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what is it?
In the novel, Mowgli, in the ending of the cartoon when Mowgli goes with the girl into the village and he's like, all right, bye, I'm going to take this bucket of water with me. So in the book, Mowgli goes into the village. The village ends up rejecting him because they're like, no, we can't accept you. You're not one of us. And then a family takes him into hiding. The village ends up finding out, kills the family, Mowgli escapes. Mowgli then gathers a bunch of animals and fucks up everyone in that village, killing everyone.
Are you serious?
That's the actual... And you guys should... I might have gotten one or two things slightly off.
I don't know if Disney's going to do that.
No, but I think Disney should so commit to the original source material and fucking do it. And do the Fox and the Hound real life where he shoots Copper too.
That'd definitely be a twist ending I would not see coming.
Hey, I mean, these stories, in order to make you feel good, you gotta kind of water them down at the end. Not to say anything against the Disney classics, but every single Disney movie is based on a story that is much darker.
Well, guys, yeah, that was a fun trailer. I'm definitely going to be in the theaters. Keep a lookout for our movie review of that. If you're new to the channel, you can subscribe today, become a reject, because that's a cool title to have. Sounds cool, sounds like you're a rebel. you know, fit in with, you know, and wear a shirt, hashtag reject, whatever. I'm not coming out with any design soon.
You're good.
Reasons Jerry, Dank Ass Stubs on this channel. Movie Source channel, starring Andrew and his cousin. Check it out. And internet's not working right now, so I want to give a shout out to a guy named Greg Alba.
Oh,
Greg Alba is
great guy. Great guy.
a close friend of mine. Close friend of mine, and we're very similar in a lot of ways. We have our differences. Some say he's nicer, more sincere, a little bit more authentic. Less racist, less sexist, and he's good to his girlfriend.
And I can tell you too.
Why do people say, you know, hey.
People say the exact opposite about me. Fortunately, him and I are best friends.
Yeah, and I also too, Greg Alba does not get mind sabers around me, so that's a good feeling to know.
Oh yeah, mind sabers.
Just know that when I get a mind saber. Oh, wait, that was for another video.
Different video.
We're referencing
Hey,
a different video.
Props to whoever can go find that video.